So welcome back to another episode of Netflix and Chill. This is episode number 5. We've come a long way, guys, and we've seen a lot of crap on the show, but today, hopefully,
fingers crossed,
maybe we'll get something good.
Got a good feeling about this.
Absolutely. And you might notice today we're joined by a guest.
Hello, everyone.
Charlie. Thank you for joining us, Charlie. So,
thanks for having me.
Are you ready, Charlie, to have a random movie picked by the randomizer?
I think let's give it a shot. This is going to be fun.
Cool. All right, let's do it. Let's hit up the randomizer.
Oh, hello. We're at the randomizer now. We will use the RNG to pick the movie.
Let's do this.
Oh, okay, here we go. 2062. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 60. Finally, Swelter. Here we go, Swelter.
Fuck is Swelter?
Hey, Chief, this better be the only face you remember.
30 seconds. Don't. Help me.
He was lucky he even survived. Boy's not gonna forget $10 million.
Get that money. Why is he still here?
Funny. You're the only person who doesn't want to get out of this town.
It's my town. Is it?
I want that sheriff and his deputy out of town for a few hours.
How the fuck are we supposed to do that?
Get creative.
Dude with the long hair, it looks like
Cole's only my half.
Tommy Wiseau's coke dealer.
Cole's only my half brother. That means he can control me only half the time.
My God, his jacket's snakeskin.
All right, so we just finished watching Swelter. Charlie, would you like to tell us what this movie was about?
Yeah, please do the
I would
honors.
like to tell you what it's about. I don't know if the movie knows what it's about, but the rough synopsis is that it was a bank heist that went wrong, and one of the characters is shot in the head. Somehow he ends up in a small town and becomes the sheriff of this small town and starts banging the ex of his partner in the heist.
So this is who you are. This is you. Matching coffee mugs and salt and pepper shakers. This is you.
I don't even know how to describe it. It's a random assortment of scenes of characters. Most of them are just sitting at a bar, drinking in a scuzzy town, and nothing happens.
This was a miserable experience.
This is agonizing.
It was agonizing. It was, it was like being tortured. I think that probably at Guantanamo Bay they probably played this to some of the prisoners there.
You're going to compare this to waterboarding?
That's where I was going with that. Yeah. But, this movie's terrible. It's so bad, and it's weird because we were actually kind of excited when we found out about it because it starred Jean-Claude Van Damme.
At the very...
It's going to be funny. It'll be entertaining. Yeah. It'll be an action movie.
Yeah.
Because that's what we should mention. This isn't an action film.
Okay, it's a contemporary western.
There's 2 fights, a really, really shittily shot bar brawl, and then the sort of shootout at the end.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Don't forget the shootout near the beginning where the cops... They have like a roadblock.
Oh yeah!
And then the bad guys they show up. They slowly cruise up, and then they all get out, and then
just get out.
And then they all they all whip out their guns, and then the cops all get blown away. It's really strange.
That was the first of 35 showdowns that would happen in that movie.
Let's do it.
Don't.
It was painful. I mean, like right from the start when it began, it had these like flashback scenes going back to the original heist
which were so cheaply shot.
Shot. They do this like Chungking Express effect. That works sometimes in films like Chungking Express, and Lord of the Rings use it.
Yeah, it's like it can be. It's really good at showing kind of like a shell-shocked effect or kind of a weird one-time off moment, but having a repeated motif every time they go to the past for extended sequences. Like that first heist is like a long stretch.
It's painful on the eyes.
This film had no lighting.
No, zero lighting. They used the headlights from cars. And then they used natural light. And
a lot of natural
used that
light.
in one of the scenes where it was nighttime.
Yeah.
You could see through the curtains. That it was
I guarantee there were more lights on this shoot than there were on that one.
Who is the doctor again? What's his name?
Alfred Molina.
Alfred Molina. Yeah, he's a good actor, and for what it's worth, the crappy lines he was given they were delivered well.
But I guess like we did laugh a lot during this movie. So I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about some moments that were like likable, I guess.
Well, there's one moment where I guess he's the protagonist, the sheriff. We called him Sheriff Bullet Brain because he has a bullet in his brain. He's at the doctor's, and the doctor he asks him, "Have you had any hallucinations?" And then he replies, "No, at least not ones that make any sense," or something like that.
Yeah. Any more hallucinations? No, nothing that makes sense.
It's like the most unambiguous answer. It doesn't make any sense. It's like saying yes and no at the same time.
The doctor should be like, okay, we're going to lock you up now.
Yeah, that's right.
And take away your sheriffhood.
Yeah, why are you the sheriff of this town again?
That's an excellent point, too. It's like, how did he become the sheriff? They just skip how this guy who now has become mentally unstable... who
9 years later is the sheriff of the small town.
Become the sheriff of the small town, along with another sheriff too. They've got two sheriffs.
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't actually the sheriff. Maybe they just all play along because they're like, "Oh, that's the guy who has a bullet in his brain."
That's sad.
Just like the sheriff. Don't give him a gun, but tell him he's the sheriff.
I got this sheriff badge from the dollar store. But one of the funniest moments, I think, was the reaction shot from the mounted deer head on the wall as the gang enters the bar. And then they also had like a taxidermied rabbit that made 2 appearances.
Look at the bunny.
I think my favorite line was the first sheriff, the one with the bullet in the brain, always goes up to the top of the hill and sits there and looks over and like does the badass pondering like, and then the second sheriff, because that's a thing apparently,
he's the
comes
sheriff.
up.
He's the sheriff up for election, right?
Oh, okay.
But he still has the sheriff's like.
He has a badge.
He has a badge.
And he carries a gun.
He's more of a sheriff than the actual sheriff.
He's the one who actually wears a uniform. That's right. And but he comes up and is like, "Why do you always look at?" He's like, "Oh, I can see the whole town from up here." Yeah, but you don't look at the town.
I notice you come up here every morning, every evening, sit on the bluff.
I can see the whole of Baker from up here.
Yeah, the thing is, you're never looking towards town.
That reminded me of another good moment is when the sheriff goes back to talk to the preacher, and for some reason the preacher tears off his undershirt. Like he's wearing a blazer and then the shirt.
It's a shirt with a tie and like vest.
And he just rips it off and he's bare chested underneath. It's like, what was the point of that?
Well, it's because it's so hot in Death Valley that
right, it's sweltering.
It's sweltering, and if you don't have rip away clothes, then you can't get that relief from the heat as quickly as you could. Keith Parmer, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. It's outrageous. It's outrageous that this movie got made. It just doesn't make any sense. The fact that Jean-Claude Van Damme and Alfred Molina are in it, and they look so bored.
But like Jean-Claude Van Damme's character, he has like maybe 5 lines, and in the end he dies in a stupid little fight trying to save someone and just gets stabbed. No heroic death, no moment, no action at all, no real reason for him to be there. If you cut him out of that film, nothing would change.
He's just he's goon B.
Yeah, he's goon number 2. He didn't even do the splits. We decided to rate this shitty movie 2 beer cans out of 10 beer cans. So
probably solely out of the fun we had.
Yeah, it was the debate was like, do we do 1? But 1 is kind of agonizing, and there's no laughs.
Yeah.
As we said, we had 3 or 4 decent chuckles, and
in beer
So,
that works
now,
out to about 2 tiny little cold shot cans.
Right.
let's do it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Nice.
There you go.
All right. All right, guys, you heard it here. Swelter, don't watch this movie. Steer clear of it. It's garbage. 2 beer cans out of 10 beer cans. Netflix and chill.
That's being generous.
That's being generous. Remember, we do it for you.
For you.
For you.
And you.
And you.
Yeah, beefcake.